Hello everyone, welcome back to History's Chapter 4, The Mughal Empire Part 2. So far, children, you have already studied that who laid the foundation of Mughal dynasty. Obviously, yes, that is Babur. Now, after Babur, who was the successor? This we are going to study in this particular topic. As the name which has appeared on the screen, it is Humayun. Now, two different phases are there of Humayun, which we are going to study in detail. Okay. The next topic will be of Sher Shah Suri from 1540 to 1545. So, let's begin with the other topic. Before we explain about Mughal Emperor Humayun, let's come towards the details of the great rulers of Mughal dynasty. Like I told you in the timeline that great Mughals were there. This is the list of great Mughals which you should note down in the copy. Now first, Zahiruddin Muhammad Babur. That means the full name of Babur is Zahiruddin Muhammad Babur, who ruled from 1526 AD up to 1530. That means a very short span of 4 years. Then next came Nasiruddin Muhammad Humayun. He was the son of Babur. Okay, but he, although he was born in a very good strata of lifestyle, but still he was supposed to be an unlucky ruler. He was having two different phases of ruling. Then came Jalaluddin Muhammad Akbar. Akbar was son of Humayun, okay, who ruled from 1556 to 1605 AD. Then Nuruddin Muhammad Jahangir, who was son of Akbar, whose era began from 1605 to 1627. Then comes Shihabuddin Muhammad Shah Jahan. The Shah Jahan, you must be caught the name related towards the Taj Mahal. Yes, that is the person who under whose construction, under whose guidance the construction of the Taj Mahal was over. Then came Muhyiddin Muhammad Aurangzeb Alamgir. This Aurangzeb is considered to be the last great Mughal emperor. Up to here, we are going to read in class 7th. Okay, each and every person we are going to study in detail. First of all, today we are going to read about Humayun. Let's come to the topic of Humayun. He is having, again and again, I repeated, two phases. So first phase was 1530 to 1540. That means 10 years of span. And then later next was from 1555 to 1556, only 1 year. So let's see why this so happened. Babur was succeeded by his eldest son Humayun in the year 1530. That means when Babur died, he made Humayun his next person to be the emperor of Delhi. And Humayun had three brothers, Kamran, Hindal, and Askari. And Humayun was supposed to be most lovable by Babur because of the reason that he was having the capability of ruling. Administration was, maybe Babur thought that he will be good in doing so. Everything was good with Humayun, but the unlucky word is there just because of the reason that wherever and whenever Humayun wanted to do something good, his brothers were not at all cooperative with him. The name Humayun means lucky, but in reality, his life was full of problems. Humayun's tumultuous life can be divided into three phases. How many phases? Three phases his life can be divided. What are those three? First, let's see. In the second phase, the Afghan king Sher Shah Suri annexed his empire and Humayun became a refugee and escaped to Persia. He spent next 15 years in exile. Sher Shah had died and his successors were weak. Now Humayun, let's come towards this part. The first phase. This first phase was a time of struggle and stress. He faced a tough struggle against Sher Shah Suri of Bihar and Bahadur Shah of Gujarat. Humayun had no time to consolidate his empire, just because of the reason that Humayun didn't got any support from his brothers Kamran, Askari, all these people, and that's why the first phase from 1530 to 1540 was a time period of great struggle for Humayun. He faced a tough struggle just because of the reason of Sher Shah Suri, who was ruling in Bihar, and one more person, that means Bahadur Shah of Gujarat. Then, because of this reason of regular struggles with Sher Shah Suri and Bahadur Shah, he was not able to consolidate his empire, which his father has expanded up to the Gwalior area, that means the central part of India. Now, Sher Shah attacked Humayun and defeated him in the battles of Chausa and Kannauj. Sher Shah Suri was also one of the person who was equally full of valor and brave in the northern part of India, who gave a tough struggle to Humayun. And once he has defeated, but second time when Sher Shah again attacked, Humayun was defeated at the battle of Chausa and Kannauj. Now, in this particular second phase, this comes second phase 1540 to 1545, the Afghan king Sher Shah Suri annexed his empire. Annexed means whatever the rule of Babur which he has established and was in hands of Humayun was taken over by the Afghan king Sher Shah Suri, who has defeated Humayun in the Battle of Chausa. Annexed means holding his own control. Humayun became a refugee and escaped to Persia. Now, because of this attack and Humayun was defeated at Chausa, Humayun became a refugee. Refugee means now he is having no empire, no name, nothing. So he ran away, he escaped to Persia. Persia means his forefathers belonging to that area. That's why he went to his forefathers' land area. He spent next 15 years in exile. Exile means without showing his name, fame, or any of the personality to be notified by any person, he lived in exile. Like what you have studied the story of Sri Ram Chandra related towards the king of Ayodhya who spent his life for 14 years in exile. In the same way, Humayun also spent next 15 years in exile. Then Sher Shah had died and his successors were weak. Now, during this time span of 15 years when Humayun was in Persia and preparing his own army to come back to India, by that time period, Shah Jahan was ruling very nicely in the northern part of India and he was doing very well. His administration was also good. But his successors were weak. Successors means the people who are the next generation, means his son, then son's son. All this is known as successors, what you also read in the mathematics. Then finally, during the time period of 1555 to 1556, Humayun was successful and got back the throne of Delhi. Now, got back the throne of Delhi means it was not related to very simple thing that he came back and he got it everything. Sher Shah Suri gave him everything. No, it's not like that. For 15 years, in hard times, Humayun was working hard to make his father's property, make his father's empire in the same manner how he has got it from him. And for that reason only, he worked day and night to make up an army with the help of his families from Persia and Turkey. And this is how he made an army. And finally, during the year of 1555, when he came to India, he find that Sher Shah Suri had died and his successor were weak. So this was the good time period for Humayun. He gave a tough fight to the successor of Sur dynasty, and this is how he defeated them during the year of 1555. And this is how he again laid down the foundation of Mughal Empire. But he could not survive long after this. He died in 1556. Died, that means that's why he was being said that he was unlucky ruler. The name was Humayun lucky, but he himself was unlucky. Now, the reason behind his death was that he fell from the stairs, and he was having an injury in the head, and that's why he died. It was in the third phase that Humayun made Kabul his base. He made preparations to recover the lost territories in India. Then comes the phase of Sher Shah Suri. Now let's come to study about that person with whom Humayun was defeated. And that's why Humayun was having two different phases of ruling. Now let's see Sher Shah Suri, who ruled from 1540 to 1545. Sher Shah Suri was the most famous ruler of Sur dynasty. The real name of Sher Shah was Farid Khan. He was an ambitious ruler. He conquered a number of Rajput states. Now, the name of Sher Shah was actually Farid Khan, but there's a story behind the name of acquiring of Sher Shah that I am going to tell you later in the live classes. Okay, so he was an ambitious ruler. He conquered number of Rajput states. He was very good at administration. Now let's see the achievements of Sher Shah. His empire extended from Jhelum to Brahmaputra and Himalayas to Narmada. That means he approached to all those areas where Babur has ruled. That's why he annexed the land area of Humayun. He constructed an excellent network of road in his empire. Grand Trunk Road, which is also known as GT Road, was one such highway and was called Sadak-e-Azam. This Grand Trunk Road is still today prevailing from Delhi up to Kolkata. This Grand Trunk Road you can see. Now he introduced a new coin called the rupiah. Rupiah was introduced by Sher Shah, which is prevailing still also. The tomb of Sher Shah at Sasaram in Bihar is an exotic example of architecture. You can see here the picture of the tomb of Sher Shah, which is in Bihar, and it is an exotic beauty of architecture which he has got it constructed during that time period only, and later on he was buried over here. So this is how this completes Humayun and Sher Shah. Note down the years and learn the time period also. That's all. God bless you all.